Okay, today I'm going to review my GoPro Hero 3 Silver, and I've had this camera for about 2.5 years now. So I feel like I've got a good amount of information here to share and my general overview and thoughts on the camera. Overall, I'm going to say that I'm not totally pleased with this for two main reasons. The biggest being the fisheye lens, which you can see there. That fisheye lens is basically on all the time. There are settings to minimize it or almost eliminate it, but then you lose some of the quality of the video, which I don't like. And my second biggest complaint is the audio. The audio on this thing is terrible. I have to go into my editing software and maximize the volume by 400%, and it's still too quiet. So for those two reasons, I'm not a huge fan of it. But what I am a big fan of is for those shots where I'm going to call it B-roll footage, that you're going to hook it up to a car or to a motorcycle or a kayak, whatever, and audio is not a big deal to you. You just need to capture the moment where other cameras can't. But this is not by any means a good camera for a family who wants to get family shots on vacations and things like that. I was not pleased with it for that. Some of the pros with this camera are, yeah, it is small. I can throw this in my pocket. You can see it in my hand here. I do like it for that. I also like that, if you are okay with the fisheye lens, you're going to get 1080 with 60 frames a second, which is very good. I mean, it is crisp, just has that fisheye effect, which for most people, you really don't want that in on your family videos. It is waterproof. It has a waterproof case, which most of you are familiar with, and it snaps in like a breeze. Put the camera in, and go ahead, I'm doing this backwards here, and it flips right in. And I've had no issues. I have heard of some people where water's gotten in here if the seal kind of gets dimpled on an end or whatever. You might have some issues there, but I have not. And so the other nice thing with GoPro is the accessories. There are millions of accessories for this thing. You can get screens on the back, you can get flotation devices, you can get head straps, whatever, you name it, options are out there. Also Bluetooth. I'll display that in a second here, but it does have Bluetooth as an option. It's also quick starting up. Push the front button and it will fire right up. Some of the cons behind this, like I said, the audio is terrible in my opinion. You have a fisheye effect. There is no screen unless you want to pay about 80 bucks to get a screen for the back. And it is expensive. This is a $300 camera all day long, and that buys you a lot in this day and age for cameras. For example, my Sony that I'm shooting this with is a WX350, and this camera is $189. So getting this juiced up with enough accessories to make it useful is almost twice the cost of a regular camera. And I also don't like that there's no tripod mount for this. So with the accessories it comes with out of the box, I can't mount this on a tripod. So I've actually had to put a rubber band around this to get that to work for me. So for $300 and another couple $100 worth of accessories, $500 is a lot to spend on a camera like this for the quality you get. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show how the Bluetooth works with the phone. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this here, show you how quick and easy it is to set up the Bluetooth. Basically, there's a few ways to do it. You can click through the menu options. This is also one of the cons behind this camera, is this little bitty screen here, and you have to get kind of familiarized with that. But if you see, there is a little button down here. Click it. Blue light flashes. The blue light on here means Bluetooth. So go into your phone, and we're going to go ahead and click on our app, connect with your camera. And it's got my GoPro. You can go ahead and control it. And it takes a second. The range on this is really quite good. I've never had a range issue, although I really haven't tested it, talking hundreds of feet. But I've never had an issue with that. And we will wait for it to load here. All right, so as you can see, that took a little bit of time for some reason, so there we are. Showing me in the camera there is a little bit of a delay, as you can see. Maybe about 1.5 to 2 seconds. And this makes this camera much more usable in my opinion. So if we go ahead and we go into here where it can show us what videos are on here, we can go back, we can click into settings, and now it gives you settings for everything. This makes this so much more usable. You can jump between video, photos, burst rates, all sorts of things. Shows you the battery life, your reception, and we're on 1080p, 30 frames per second. So this makes this much more usable, and for that, you know, I do like that. But I will say, overall, my satisfaction with this camera is I would not buy this again. And that's strictly being, I've got enough old cameras I can use in situations where if they get wet or burn out, not a huge deal. And I certainly wouldn't go out and put $300 into one of these and then another $200 into accessories. I just don't think it's worth it. It is good for what it is, and I actually got a really good deal on this. I ended up getting this for about $130 with incentives I had. So for that, it was worth it, but I don't think I'd pay the price tag of $300.